Last month, we caught up with Mari Gordon Rayborn, who told us her life fell apart after her son's murder. Mari says she has been homeless for nearly a decade and struggles with her grief and loss. Many of you have reached out to us asking if you can help Mari. And as CBS 8's Marcella Lee tells us tonight, there is now a way that you can.
This small white sedan is what Mari Gordon Rayborn has called home for the past 9 years. All of her belongings tucked away in bags, all of her memories kept alive in her heart.
This almost killed me, losing him. I had him when I was 16, and I'm almost 34 when I lost him, so it was half my life was with him.
Mari was a mom, a wife, a nurse, but her happy family life was shattered in March 2001 when her 17-year-old son Randy was murdered in the Santana High School shooting.
Randy was, he was my best friend too. We grew up together, so I miss him every day.
We found Mari after months of searching the streets of El Cajon. We wanted to know her thoughts about her son's killer, Andy Williams, getting a chance at parole. Williams was 15 when he murdered Randy Gordon and fellow student Brian Zucker. Mari told us she believes Williams should never be released after inflicting immeasurable trauma on her and so many others.
I don't think I would be out here, and I wouldn't have went through the things I went through out here. I've been kidnapped, I've been raped, I've been beat up. I don't think any of that would have happened if Randy was still here.
Mari is frail, suffers from medical and mental health issues and substance abuse, but she told us she's hoping for a chance to put her life back together.
In the car, every day I sleep there, it gets worse. And they're not really sure why I'm still walking. So housing would be great.
After our story aired, viewers reached out to us asking how they could help Mari.
So we try to get all of our supplies out to our outreach team.
So we partnered with Home Start, a nonprofit dedicated to preventing child abuse that also helps people experiencing homelessness in San Diego find a safe and secure place to live.
We have some therapy offices, so those doors are typically closed.
Laura Tancredi-Basie is Home Start's CEO.
The staff started talking to me about it. I went, oh gosh, wow, and remembered sitting in front of the news that day.
Laura remembers watching the coverage of the chaos and tragedy at Santana High and says her heart broke when she saw our story on Mari and the shooting's devastating impact on her life.
Something to that magnitude is really considered a catastrophic trauma, a horrible loss that you didn't see coming and done in such a painful, horrific way. You know, as a school shooting is one of the worst things, I think, as a parent and a grandparent, our worst fear that we could ever imagine.
Home Start just launched a fundraising website to help pay for a hotel room for Mari until they can find a more permanent option.
You know, if somebody wants to donate $5, any amount, we're going to pass that on to Mari, and so we've arranged for a motel room for her, and our goal is, of course, you know, to just be that support that she needs.
More than a dozen people have donated to the fund so far, raising more than $700 in just the first few days.
I just want to thank CBS 8 for coming together in a beautiful kind of new way, I think, which is saying, here's a story, but it's so much more than a story. It's a person. It's a human being who's experienced a catastrophic trauma in her life. How do we come together as a community?
And as Mari looks to rebuild her life, she told us she is beyond grateful for everyone's support.
It feels absolutely amazing. It's hard to believe, but I really, really, really appreciate it, and it's amazing to be that so many people want to help you.
And again, we want to thank many of you, our generous viewers, for reaching out to us to help Mari. We've put a link to the Home Start fundraiser at CBS8.com. Just click on the help button. As for Andy Williams, 2 weeks ago, the California Parole Board denied his release. He could be eligible for parole again in about 18 months. Marcella Lee, CBS 8.